Hey everybody, it's Catherine. Welcome to the Circle, and this is just, I'm going to start announcing the date, but this is the Circle for April 14th, 2020, and welcome to the virtual Commanding Wealth Circle, where every week we get together as a group and we do a couple of things. Number one, we are in the practice of applying the principles and the practice of one command method to whatever it is that we want to create in our life. This is a place where a lot of times I'll do a little teaching and help people kind of get a little more clarity on what it is that they want to create and possibly what could be stopping them. The other thing is that this is about a community where, one, we state what it is that we want, and then we are the witness and the support of each other as we create it in consciousness. And my vision for this, and what this has always been, even when it was the live group, it was a place where we could be safe to say what it is that we want. We could say, hey, I want this, but I don't know how, right? And this is what I see is stopping me. But then a place that we can report our wins, our revelations, and share our growth. And more than that, like what you're noticing is so that we can notice it for each other. Because, you know, this growth thing is so gradual, sometimes we don't realize it. And that's why working with a coach is valuable. Like I had a client the other day that she said, oh, well, this happened like it always does. And I said, no, it really does, because in the last 2 weeks, you've made some major decisions. And in the past, you would have done A, B, or C instead of what you did today. And she said, oh, that's right. That's right. So starting to notice that she was going back into that old story about who she was and her powerlessness or not being heard. So this is a place, not only here on this call, but also in the community, the TOC Facebook group, where we can share our wins, ask questions, ask for support, and just generally just come together as a place where we are holding this one idea about each other's greatness and the greatness within us. So just thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and check in with everybody. Hey, how are you doing? And let me see here. I'm going to see if I can see the view a little differently. This is how it's showing today. We're just going to go with this. Today, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little group check-in. Where is that light coming from? Excuse me. It's literally bouncing off the screen into my eye. Okay, so just a real quick little group check-in, and then we're going to do the circle together. Okay, so since I see Richard, I'm going to, right here up top next to me, I'm going to go ahead and check in with Richard.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing terrific.
So you're looking good in your blue shirt. How are you holding up?
Oh, keeping my mental balance. Not easy. I have to be honest with you. I mean, it's not easy. Okay, but
No.
I'm managing. But Betsy and I are both managing.
Yeah. Well, and you know, at least we have some practices to help us, and some
Yeah.
meditation and energetic tools, and like
Yeah,
when we get
absolutely.
down, yeah, this group in particular, I mean, when we're feeling it, we, you know, one, we have some tools, but also we tend to tune into the greater outside of us.
Hmm.
And so being able to be support for each other.
Yeah.
So what are you commanding for today?
Well, I'll be commanding for to get clearance for using the original Doors recordings for the play that Chris and I created. That's just in the just a final, just little tune-ups on the music he's doing right now. It's really done. It's finished.
Okay, great. All
So,
right. So in your mind's eye, guys, this is a little teaching moment. I want to say, hey, Karen, hey, Efren, hey, Alex. In your mind's eye, just get the mental image of like what that looks like to you when you, like in getting it, like what that approval would look like. Would it be an email? Would it be a letter? What would you get?
um, be combination. I'd be talking to somebody over the phone, maybe Zoom or Skype session. Talking with somebody who has the ability to clear, make these songs available so we can use them in the actual audio movie.
Okay.
So I see a connection there. I see me connecting with somebody or more than one person maybe who could give me the rights
Okay.
because they're going to get a lot out of it as well.
Yeah. And so there's a contract
Yeah,
that needs to be
right,
agreed and agreed. Okay.
right. Yes.
So right now, let's just uh, let's just acknowledge that that contract exists right
Mm-hmm.
now. It may not be in your hand,
Yeah.
but it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get a mental image of that contract, whatever that may look like. It could come in the FedEx. It could be just, like a scroll, whatever is in your mind's eye.
Yeah. I
Okay.
see it.
All right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now just notice kind of what it looks like, what it feels like. And then, Richard, what I want you to do is to roll your eyes up and send that contract right up out into space.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. Uh,
Send that contract right now. Send it up into space. So send it
send the
right up that
contract up into
ball of light,
space.
right to God. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Send it in front of you, and then just eyes up. It would be, I don't know how, I have a signed agreement or a signed licensing agreement permitting me the use of the Doors music. I only know I have the contract now and I am fulfilled. And then you're just going to let it go. Let your eyes relax, let it expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good. And then when you come down, feel that contract coming down right with you. Just move into whatever space you have to move into in order to receive that signed contract. And this is active receiving. Just let that contract come in right into your hands. And how are you going to feel the day that that contract arrives in the mail?
Thrilled. Absolutely thrilled.
Yeah. So just now let that feeling of that thrill and that gratitude, you're going to be, like just praising God because that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what,
Gratitude, praising
yeah.
God, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just be in that space. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Now we're just going to unwind. Any thoughts and images or ideas, anything you're holding at the old vibration that does not align to that. And now just rewind, bringing your attention back to your heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Yeah, I like
Isn't that
that.
cool?
Yeah,
So thank you for being the demonstration person on that.
sure.
Now, when you think about that contract, what do you see or feel?
Well, I feel kind of a written hard copy thing of it, and it just I guess it was printed out on the computer. I signed it. It's and they have the other parties that signed it already that are giving me licensing to use the recording. There's a contract. They'll be getting certain royalties from my use of the songs. It's all
Mm-hmm.
in the contract. And Chris has got a copy. I got a copy. We're both signing it, and we're emailing the one that's both the hard copy and the email copy. We're sending them both. I don't know exactly how that works,
It
but
just all feels like it's done, right?
it's done. It's done. Yes.
It's
Hmm.
done.
Yeah.
So that's the attitude and the feeling, not I'm trying to, I want to get. Now
Hmm.
it's like when you start to doubt or you don't know the next steps, you'll just reaffirm, hey, I don't know how I have a signed contract. I only know I have it. I don't know
Hmm.
how to act as if I have it, right? I only
Yeah.
know I have it. So that's what you're going to start focusing on, is acting from that place.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you for being that. Yeah, because a lot of times people kind of get hung up on the next thing, and they're like, oh, I got to be, worry about that. So now that's behind you. It's done. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Beautiful. All right. I want to check in with Karen. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yes. Well, you're keeping busy around your house. I've been watching your Facebook.
There's always stuff to do. I did withdraw from yoga teacher school, because there's just too many uncertainties right now. So
Yeah.
And I got offered a part-time job, but I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I'm kind of back to square one, but I'm okay with it. Every time I walk into my office, I'm imagining like these golden dollar bill signs raining down, and just saying, don't know how this is the best time for inspiration, how I'm going to be in, I don't know how this is going to be what I've been waiting for all this time.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like there's this sense you're waiting on marching orders, right? And the way you made money before in like having a brick and mortar type of thing is, I don't think that's going to be in the cards for a while, honestly.
No. And I don't really want that.
But there's still a need that you can meet, right? There's still a need to fulfill that you can fulfill right where you are, because we're going to be shelter in place for a little while longer. And we just will go ahead and just accept that. But there is a need rising up. And I feel like you might be kind of starting to hear that call a bit, rather than taking care of you, right? So, on that inspiration. So I don't know. I just almost got a message for you, like I don't know how the greatness in me rises up and answers the call. I
like
only
that.
know I hear the call now. Yeah. Ooh, we're just going to let some greater breakthrough part. I mean, this small idea of a little part-time job, that's too little for you.
Well, something to get out of the house and make a little something, but
yeah,
it is too little for me. You're right.
Yeah. And you're probably missing the human contact and that interaction, but you'll find the right way. But there's something about rising up and hearing the call and being able to answer it.
I found that the yoga was really restrictive, and I want to live an authentic life. I think we lost connection.
Yeah, something that's more of an expression of you and your gifts.
Yes, I don't want to have to pretend to be who I'm not.
Yeah.
It was a little cold.
I think that's, I think I am not liking my internet connection. I apologize. And my dogs are missing me. They're outside the door. And if you hear howling, no one's being killed. That is my dog wanting to get in. So I apologize. He's fussing. Yeah. So this is, we're in a time that greatness is, this great challenge in front of us. This is what brings forth our gifts and our abilities, right? There's opportunities right here, right now. Okay. So Maria's saying, no, Mike, you're looking fabulous. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So yours is about that greatness. All right. Thank you. Efren, how are you doing?
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. Well, I'm doing good. I keep on manifesting things, but I'm still not clear, not manifesting on the initial goal I told you about, the program where, what I've been spending a lot of my time with before, which is to get to the point to make 1,000 per day online in the class. But I know that every time, like last week when I attended the class, because of this Corona lockdown, I came across natural hand sanitizer, alkaline water. And so I made a small venture out of it with someone, and I got the first customer right after the class,
Okay.
last week. So he bought like a few bottles. So it's a little venture, but I really want to just refocus. I'm building a brand for the digital nomad. That's what I'm in, actually. I have a brand that I've been building. It's called goodlifevisa.com. And I've been building on that. And then I came across that $1,000 a day program because it just so happened that the digital nomad hub, number one hub in the world, is in Bali, Indonesia. And that mentor that teaches the $1,000 a day, that guy makes $1 million a month. He lives in Bali, and his partner. So it's the same lifestyle. But I mean, I am every time I try to focus on it, something else comes up. Like I have,
Yeah.
so that's one of my issues.
Okay. So I think I
Yeah.
feel like there's a gap between where you are now and that 1,000 a day, right?
Yeah,
And
there is.
so it'd be like, that's too big a mental gap, right? That's too
Okay.
emotion, right? There's something in your identity not quite rising up there. So what would it be like if you said, okay, I don't know how I am easily generating $100 a day, $100 a day, 100 a day. That's a nice week on any, once you learn how to do that, you can scale it. But the other thing I'm kind of feeling is you're still trying to hide behind the program and the method, and you're not quite connecting with people who are right now, the times are demanding, right? Like when he came up with his $1,000 a day, everything was automated, be invisible, push button.
Yeah.
We are in a more hands-on. And so I don't know where you are in your Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups being
I
of
have,
service. Yeah.
I have, I have, I have a very large network in LinkedIn. I just never leveraged it. I never used it.
Yeah.
I have Facebook too. I am on all the social network. I am very good with SEO too, but I haven't leveraged a lot of this. For example, also on Google Maps, I'm a top reviewer, 9 out of 10 in the world with over 10 million hits on my images and
Yeah.
videos. So I have a lot of assets. Just my focus is not like I
Yeah.
want to focus. That's
So
why.
bring your focus to that $100 and let that $100 talk to you,
Okay.
right?
How? Okay.
Yeah. So let that $1,000 talk to you. Okay.
Okay.
So, now hang on just a minute. All right. So rather than like trying to come up all of this, there's a breakthrough that you need to have. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's mental, if it's emotional, if there's some energetic thing, if there's some idea that's too small. So the thing is, you can command simply for the the breakthrough that takes you to the $1,000 a day. I don't know how. I have a breakthrough that takes me to my $1,000 a day, or creates $1,000 a day in my business. There we go. I don't know how I have the breakthrough that creates the $1,000 a day in my business. I only know I have broken through now and I am fulfilled. So you can command for, because we don't have to know exactly what's stopping you. We can command for the solution to arrive. We don't know what it takes. We only know that we've made the breakthrough now and it's fulfilled. Yeah, I'm ready for my big breakthrough. Yeah, I think that'll be our focus today, okay, on the breaking through. And with what Richard's piece is, have you noticed that when we do these circles, everybody kind of has the piece of what we need in consciousness. I just love this. Whew, you're getting it already. Just go ahead and massage your forehead, because some new programs are coming in for you. That third eye, you're still overthinking, and you're not trusting yourself to take the action. So go ahead and let that follow your nose, follow your curiosity. If you get an idea to do something, it just feels like you need to take faster action. Okay? Yeah. Oh. Whew. That's even releasing some fear in the back of your head. Wow. Yeah. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. All right. I'm going to tune in to Joanna next. Thank you, Efren.
Thank you.
I'm going to tune in to Joanna and then Sue last. So how are you today? Miss Joanna?
Tired and cranky.
Okay, good. Be cranky.
Yeah, I'm
The
a bit
sweet
tired and
thing.
cranky. Yeah.
Well,
I think I'm picking up a lot of the whole, I think empathetically, I'm picking up too much.
Mhm.
And it's really working against what I need to do in the world because I got so much work to do. So
Yeah.
I'm a little tired and cranky today.
Okay. So your own body, everything's working against you, right? Things are working against you. There's too much. And, I'm waking up at night. I'm not going to lie. I'm having that like for about 2 or 3 hours. So I just said, oh, I guess I'm going to be awake for a bit. And I'm just let myself meditate and visualize. But, right now, guys, I want to demonstrate something with Joanna. Is that all right, Joanna?
Sure.
Okay, great. So right now you're feeling tired and cranky. Okay. So I want you to be tired and cranky. Just let yourself just be tired and cranky.
Yes. Okay.
We always have this idea about, oh, I gotta be love and light and bright and happy. And, like last week we tuned into our heart light and our love right now. But that part of her that is tired and cranky needs care and attention. Okay. So right now, all of us are a little fatigued at some level, right? Because of just everything that's coming in. I do not like this microphone, pardon me. Everything, so much information overload. Our mind, we don't have that thing to bounce off against, right? And so there's just this level of fatigue. So Joanna, just be tired and cranky. Be present to your own tiredness and crankiness. Guys, I just want to invite you to join me in being present to Joanna and her tiredness and her crankiness, being overwhelmed.
Good call.
At the same time, excited and optimistic.
I know.
So right now, even that part that's excited and optimistic, that's going, come on, push, let's go. Even whatever is excited and optimistic in us, let's just take a moment and be present to that part that's asking for help. Let yourself just settle right down into that tiredness and crankiness. And we're just going to let the adrenals that have been pushing, just get the message that it's okay to relax. In fact, the cortisol that's just been trying to like charge and balance, let the cortisol signals relax. Just going to allow the noradrenaline and serotonin levels to just naturally start balancing. Thank you. And just being present to your body. I don't know how. I have what I need. I only know I have exactly what I need right now. And I am fulfilled. And now, just as you're just being present, just know that you're not wrong. It's not wrong. Your sleep is exactly what your sleep is doing right now. Just let yourself go all the way down into the bottom of that tiredness. Just let yourself just touch the bottom of that tiredness. Three, two, one. Take a breath. And now just feel that energy start to come back up. Coming up into your heart energy. We're just going to let your heart light do the work. There's nothing for you to do, but just let your heart light do the work of bringing in the energy that you need. Let the heart light do the work of just letting your eyes naturally relax and roll up as if you are going into that deep, restful state as you connect into that beautiful white light place. I don't know how. I am replenished and restored and refreshed. I only know I am refreshed now and I am fulfilled. And just let your eyes relax and feel yourself coming back in right into the center of your being. And then just do a big stretch and kind of take some air in. Yeah. I don't know how. And now just there's this energy coming right down to the top of your head. Now let that energy, I'm feeling that third eye stimulating. Let that just align to your heart light, align to the solar plexus, align to the root chakra. And just let spirit's energy be your energy right now. Let whatever creator, creation, light, God, spirit, whatever you call that, universe, all that is, let that light be your refreshing. Let that be your joy. Let that be your encouragement. Let that be your comfort. Now, filling up every cell and fiber of your being. Replenishing into the noradrenaline and the thyroid. Having a new communication. Like I'm seeing this new triangulation, this new communication between the pineal, the thyroid, and the kidneys and the adrenals. Bringing your attention back to your heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Joanna, thank you. So what are you noticing?
I'm hot.
Well,
I could be
that.
air conditioners on. I'm hot. There was a rush of heat that came with that.
Yeah. So
I'm
now, yeah.
actually still tired, so I feel like I'm ready now to go lie down.
Yeah. So just let yourself go down. You might have gotten what you needed, but thank you for being the demonstration person on that.
Thank you.
Okay. So guys, what we did, and Joanne, I'm going to talk about it for a second, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Remember how tight and tense it was? Like, kind of got some prettiness coming in there. A little softer. There we go. All right. Thank you. So we're kind of on both sides of the spectrum, right? Like we had this thing with Richard where, hey, there's this thing I want. And we said, what is the result? We went up and we did it. And then here with Efren, here I've got this thing in between. We've got this breakthrough. We've got even with Karen, like, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing, right? And just before, it's like we commanded some greatness arriving. And then we met the cranky part, right? The resistance. Like anytime we're experiencing resistance, that's usually fear manifesting. And so we didn't try to address the fear. We were present to the body and what it needed. And I'm not I'm just letting you know, like when I go up, and now some of y'all have got to work with me, some haven't. I tune in, I get these mental images, but I'm just kind of reporting what I'm seeing and noticing. And as I'm calling it out, it just kind of like people going, yeah, they'll say, that's exactly what I saw or I felt. But I was just noticing how the body just started taking over. But did you catch the one main piece that we let the light do the work? We just let whatever it is do the work. And we're just noticing how that is doing the work and how important it is to be present to whatever we're feeling, because as we're present, we like, one, we'll be more likely to trust ourselves if we acknowledge and tell the truth about what we really think and feel in a moment. And then we meet it from this greatness and love and compassion, and then it just kind of dissipates, right? But then we'll command for what we need, and it just kind of keeps coming in. But we're not trying to push anything. I just was observing and noticing and being present. I'm going to ask for some feedback, and then I want to get Joanna's, and then we're going to feedback after hearing everybody's on that piece, and then I want to tune into Sue. Okay. So Richard, as you got to be present to Joanna,
Yes.
Joanna, I'm going to unmute you too, so you don't feel like we're talking about you with you right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that being present to Joanna?
Well, I went right down in there with her. I mean, that space, and just kind of, it was her process, but I just, I just was there with her, and I just supported her energetically to go through what she needed to go through to get to the other side of it.
Yeah.
It
Thank
was
you, Richard.
empathy with her. I'm empathy with you, Joanne.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. And then Karen, what did you notice as we were just present to her?
Back when I was in like psychic school, we would call it holding space. So that's what I was just doing, was holding the space for her to allow it to happen.
Yeah. And then like, what did you, like you were allowing it for her, but sometimes we'll go, oh my gosh, I feel that, or did you feel anything for yourself or get any messages for yourself, or just you were just present for her?
Not for me, but for my husband, maybe.
Oh, okay. All
Mm,
right. Very good. Thank you. Efren,
Yes,
how was that for you to hold the space for her?
it felt like uh, it felt like there's some kind of it's a warm space, but there's, I don't know, there's some, maybe I would call a different color I saw in a different area. So maybe that is a little resistance, like just the shade of the color is a little different. It's not all like white, or that's how I felt. It's not all warmth. There's
Yeah.
some coldness here on the side, but it's not as much, but there is. And maybe, I don't know if I can say this, maybe her eyes are set over there instead of the overwhelming light that is here in front of her.
Okay. So
So,
see, you started tuning into her, right? And you're
yeah,
using your empathy.
yes.
I wonder, Efren, how that could help you with your customers. Tuning in and noticing what they're feeling.
I could probably use it if I just zone in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that when I do copywriting, I've done that before a little bit. And when I've used it, the skills in this affiliate marketing program, I noticed that the hop rate was 65%, like which is 65% of customer going through the cart, which is extremely high.
Oh,
You will
yeah.
not find. But that's because I try to, in my mind, I'm like, okay, how are they feeling? What they want? Kind of like, just really choosing the right words and putting it in emotions. Like, how would they feel? What they're looking for? How, is money an issue? That kind of thing. And I've used it before, but maybe that's what I should focus on more. That probably could bring breakthrough for me.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we start noticing our gifts and everything open up. Yeah, we're got to do that. Thank you. So Sue, I'm going to tune into you. And how was that to hold the space for Joanna?
It was, it's interesting because I mean, I generally hold space for everybody during these sorts of calls. But for Joanna, what I often do is I tune in to where what's happening for her is also happening for me. And I found that the release of tension and the acknowledgement of your feelings was a very important, you know, it's a great reminder, because I tend to think that I often have fallen into the trap of, you know, you have to be liked and everything has to be good all the time. So actually acknowledging, yes, I'm feeling cranky, yes, I'm feeling tired. It's such a relief, it's wonderful. Just turn around and not have to say, oh my God, it's all going to be okay. It's like, well, maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know, and I don't care right now.
Yeah.
So, so from that perspective, it was really, really great. So yeah, that's how it was for me.
Thank you. So Joanna, I want to tune back now. You've had a chance to kind of just like let everybody be.
Yeah.
What are you noticing now?
Well, I'm starting to feel a little lighter.
Okay.
I'm starting to, you know, kind of recalibrate and say to myself, maybe you need to go take a rest.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes of just being flat out. I have been, you know, I'm listening to all the people in my world and in the world out there. I watched a lot of things and I listened to a lot of emails with people saying how they've used this time to replenish, and they're resting. I have a circle group on Tuesday morning. It used to be Monday morning. Anyway, my own group of people that I was on this morning, and everybody's having all these wonderful experiences. And I'm working harder than I ever was before.
Yeah.
And exhausted.
Yeah.
So it's been, and for the purpose of the other people here, I'm a happiness coach. So, so all of this stuff that I'm pushing out, all of this writing that I'm pushing out, webinars that I'm doing, and all this is about how to stay afloat in the middle of all this. And all the techniques you can use and all this. And it wasn't until you just asked me that I realized I just wanted to be truthful. So, because holding that space is enormous. And I'm holding that space at the same time that my own life is not working well, because I can't get everything in order. I'm taking too much in, trying to figure it out. And there's papers everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's like, oh my God, everybody else is cleaning out their closets and I'm just creating this giant mess. So yeah. I'm feeling very different than everybody else out there right now. And I know it's temporary. I know me. I know it's temporary. I know I'll bounce back. But I felt very much like I needed to say that. So I feel appreciative that I could say that in this group, rather than having to put on that face again and to look on the bright side and to, you know, I'm just flat out exhausted. And I'm having trouble with an air conditioner, which means that I'm having trouble with my landlord who's in Canada. So, you know, it's just, I just want things to be easy. Like Irfan says, you know, he wants that easy. I wrote that down, good life easy, you know. That's what I want right now. I want things to just be easy at the moment. And ease has not come.
Yeah. So well, starting with taking it easy, right? And maybe I would say taking it easy on yourself, like, it would probably be a really good post, like, hey, what happens when the happiness coach is miserable, right? How do you self-coach,
I actually think of doing something called Confessions of a Happiness Coach, because there's a perception that, you know, you're going to stay in that space all the time, and that's unrealistic. It's not realistic at all.
Yeah, what people forget is, like, if we're healers or teachers, it's because of our journey. And we're sharing from our experience. And so people tend to think, oh, you got it all figured out. And, you know, you would never know what I went through. It's like, how do you think I got here? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, and we still have to battle our demons and all of that, and self-doubt. And like, I'm the world's biggest encourager, and I can see the sunshine and the blessing and everybody's superpower and everything else. And every once in a while, I'm going to tell you, I go, who the F do I think I am? Why would anybody listen to me? I'm just a big, stupid, glumping girl. I don't know. It was like, I'm compelled to help people, but then I just have to go, oh yeah, this is why I help people. Because I had to battle that demon all the time. So, but thank you. Thank you for your transparency. And I'm glad you're going to get a nice little.
I'm gonna need to take a rest. I won't be efficient. I won't be any effective at all this afternoon. So
yeah. Speaking of transparency, I'm going to hide myself for just a minute. 1 second. Let me stop my video. There we go. Lipstick issue. So I'm going to fix that. Okay. So thank you, Joanna. Sue, I'm going to come right back to you. I want to tune in to, we've got Maria's on the call, but she can't tune in, and she's saying that she needs a breakthrough. She needs willpower. That's the command, and I'm not sure if she's still with us, but I think we have been including things for that, but on that willpower. And I just want to, remind you that there's only 2 or 3 things we really need to get right in our life. We don't have to get every single thing right. And if we focus on getting those 2 or 3 things right, everything else is going to flow from that. And sometimes we just are in this kind of like default of struggle. Like, we just expect to struggle. We forget about not struggling. And sometimes a decision helps. And I was listening to, I love Ramit Sethi, and he wrote the book, I Will Make You Rich. And he's a great marketing guy. And I just love his approach to Ramit Sethi, I Will Make You Rich. And he teaches people how to negotiate their salary and that stuff. But he said, he had this thing on debt. And he said, very often people will be like burdened by their debt. And they go, oh, I got this debt, I got these bills to pay and everything else. And he says, I'll ask people, what is your debt payoff date? Like, what is the day that you will be out of debt? He said, 99.9% of the people don't know, because they never looked at it. They're so caught up in the emotion and the shame of it and the burden. But if they would ever look at it and make a decision about when they're out of debt, it's so freeing. And then they start taking actions both consciously and unconsciously to support that. So I said, well, I've got some stuff I'm kind of taking on extra debt because I set everything up for commanding wealth, and I made the decision to move forward. And so far I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. But I thought, I don't know if I ever actually made a decision about my debt payoff day, right? I never made that decision. So I said, well, 6 months, what would that look like? And then I just said, oh, what's this, like $1 amount. I picked a dollar amount that I could pay, and I went, oh my God, I'm actually going to be able to be out of debt in 3 months. But I was in the habit of being in debt, right? And it was like, oh, and I realized we're in this habit of struggle. We're in this habit of not knowing. And so what if we made the decision? What if we said, hey, I'm going to have this breakthrough? And so, like, for you, Efren, like, you go, this $1,000 a day, this like, what if you gave yourself 90 days rather than I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm getting, right? And Joanna, here's the date that I got to make this happen. On this day, I'm going to be on the other side of this. By this date, I'm giving myself this time. And there's still all this uncertainty. But what a great thought experiment, right? So on or before this day, and then what do I need to do? And then put it to pen and paper. What are the actions that will support it? And then what are the 2 or 3 things? So for me, I said, okay, let me look at my credit report. I'm going to just look at my credit score. I never look at it, because I'm not doing any consumer debt. I don't want to buy a house or whatever. I just don't. And I was like, oh my God, I am with it. I mean, I'm like, it's so much better than I thought it was, for one. But two, there were 2 or 3 things that were small actions that I could take that would make my score jump 75 points. I don't care where you are in your credit score world or whatever. I don't necessarily, but that makes a difference for a lot of things. But I just said, this is something I never paid attention to. I'm going to pay attention to it. And then it's like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was in this much better shape. And now there's actions I need to take. I can't because of this shutdown, but they're not really going to affect me if I don't take action. But mastering those 2 little things seem to like create this pivot point in everything else. Okay. So maybe you don't know exactly, like Karen, exactly what you're going to do or how you're going to do it. But if you go, I want to be able to bring in a certain X amount of money, and I want to be able to be doing something within this, by the end of June or the end of May that would bring me some satisfaction and create a little income so that I know I'm on the right track, right? What is that thing I could do? But figure out what your markers are, okay? For him, and I'm trying to see if I can remember the 5 things just to support it, because I'm crushing on Ramit right now. It's so smart. But so for him, the 5 markers is get a handle on what your income is, pay, and then know what your credit score is. Pay attention to how you're earning money, and everybody's concerned about, they think they have to work more. And he says, no, pay attention to how people are making money and how maybe if you're in business for yourself, how you're positioned, right? But then in your job, how do you bring more value? And so he just breaks down the steps. The other is, know if you're a big fire or a small fire type of person. And that means, hey, do you need to have, like, make sure you have a lot of energy around you and things coming in to know that you're safe and secure? Or do you just need to know that whenever you need to light a small fire to keep warm and cook your food, that you're going to be okay, right? Some need, like, I need to know that I've got my pile of wood and I know where the clearing is, and I always got to, my 5 sharp axes. And some people go, hey, as long as I can skirt and make that happen, I'm okay. I'm probably a small to medium fire person. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It's just the way I am. But knowing some things on that. And then he says, pay attention to what you spend, like, he's not like austerity. Like, if you really get enjoyment from buying your lattes, please go buy your lattes. Do that. But if you, don't feel like you have to have a big house to show that you're, having this wealth or your security or whatever, spend money on the things that matter to you. So for him, he loves paying for services. He will like double and triple what he pays on personal services so he can focus on doing what's better. He doesn't care about going out to eat. And they like to live kind of simply, so they don't have a house, but they live in a neighborhood that they like, right? So make sure that you're spending and what you're investing in reflects your values. So I just love that approach, and he's very practical. So he's free on Audible right now, or I think he's 1 credit on Audible if you wanted to get his Audible book on Amazon. So not plugging, I'm not an affiliate, I'm just crushing on him right now, but take a look for that. Take a look at that, okay? All right, so what are the 2 or 3 things you need to get right for you to feel comfortable? You might not know, right? So you can command for that. And I'm checking over, I'm looking at the chat bar. Marion's is, she said willpower, we talked about that. No zest for life, overwhelmed. So when we're in fear, I've talked about this before, that amygdala fight. So a lot more fights and arguments, right, out in the world. Some will go hide and let's go to the hills. Let's get thee to the relatives or whatever. So they'll try to do that. Some get frozen. They don't know what to do. They might go into depression, or they just went out And that's why they're binging on Netflix and they're just trying to get these hit over and over again to just try to calm themselves down. And then the other is, it's another F word, and usually it has to do with survival and bringing forth light. But I like to think of it as when we're in fear, we start effing around. And I don't mean sexually. I mean, we just start putzing and messing, and we're doing stuff that doesn't really make any difference. And the example of that would be the expression of rearranging the chairs on the Titanic as it's sinking, right? Those are effing around. So sometimes we're just keeping ourselves busy because we don't know what to do. And I think that's why being able to be present, like what we were with Joanna, was a big part of it, right? Like, let's just be present to what we're really and truly feeling, and then we can connect to that, okay? So if you're overwhelmed, Maria, you're trying to think of too many things, your mind's rushing around, just be present to yourself and be present and make a decision about what is the one thing you can do today. So that's going to take care of a lot of it. Y'all ready to do some comments? We have 13 people on the line. We have a whole bunch of people that are not tuning, that I'm seeing some folks. So I want to expand the gallery view. Do this. Gosh, guys, I didn't even realize we had so many people on. Let me see if I can expand this view. There we go. Hey, guys, and I'm going to move it down a little bit. And I just want to say hi to Alexandra, to Charlie. We have Emily, and there's someone with the 253 area code coming on, and I want to just check in too. Alex, thank you so much for being on the call. And Charlie, we haven't got to meet you before, and if you want to unmute your mic and say hi, that would be awesome. I'm gonna try. Hey, Charlie, are you there?
I am there. Hello.
Hi. Where are you in the world?
In Canada.
In Canada. What city?
I live in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Okay, so we don't know where it is. Sue is also up in Canada. She might know. So.
Where are you, Sue?
Welcome to the
Calgary.
call. And what do you? You're in Alberta, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where? Yeah, Alberta. Okay. So, Charlie, what are you commanding for today?
I struggle with tracking information in my life. I seem to be neat with things. You know, my home is a neat, clean space. But when it comes to papers and information and getting my hands on it or storing it or keeping too much of it, I struggle with that for ages. And I guess I don't have the right kind of systems in place for being, it comes easily to some people. They're born organized and I'm not. So every surface has paper on it and things that I'm keeping that I probably shouldn't, and etc. That's my challenge. Hello? Uh-oh.
Like, could you give a firm 5 minutes to sorting papers?
Say again?
Could you
You're
give
cutting
a firm day?
You're
I
cutting.
apologize.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to try this. Let's try this. Can you hear me now?
Lower, but yes.
Okay. So I'm going to, let me try to raise my volume, guys, just a minute. And I'll speak louder. So
Okay.
I'll lean in and I'll speak a little louder, okay?
Okay.
Is that better? All right. I have a terrible internet connection, and it's because I have a really lazy score. But can you dedicate, like, there's 2 things you can say. One, we're going to command.
Good.
From source, how to organize your papers. Okay.
Mhm.
The other is to commit like 5 to 10 minutes a day, a little area, like your kitchen counter.
Kitchen counter is clear, mostly.
Okay. So if there's one area that is your natural dumping spot, and that is like, okay, 5 minutes a day in keeping this this next area clear. Okay.
Yes.
And clutter is a lack of decision, not necessarily not knowing what to do with things, but there hadn't been a decision is what clutter is. Okay.
It's a decision what to do with it, to act on it or store it or get rid of it. It's a, yes, it is a decision.
Yeah.
But
So
I
right
don't
now,
know what,
the
I
first
don't know what to,
thing-
okay,
Listen to me.
yes,
You have an idea about yourself as somebody who's unable to. Okay. So the decision is not what to do with the paper. The decision is to become a person who can make a decision.
yes, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how your command is. I don't know how I am able to make the right decision at the right time. I only know that I am a good decision maker now, and I am fulfilled.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah. Okay. So you need to have I am statements, and then just just think of yourself as being that person, and then remember the times that you did make good decisions, and then imagine yourself in the future making good decisions. Okay, start with that.
So I don't know how I am a good decision maker. I only know that I am now. Is that the
I
command?
am fulfilled. Yep.
I only know that I am now and am fulfilled?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, and I'm going to say hi to Alex right quick. I don't know why I can't see you, but I'm going to unmute you. Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, hi. I'm. Oh, hey.
There we go.
I'm fine. I identified with Richard, and is it Irfan or Ephraim?
Efren, yeah.
Okay. And when we got to Joanne, I saw like a big red balloon over her head, and it was full of anger. And all of a sudden, when you were focusing on her, I just saw the balloon completely deflate.
Yay.
But I can identify with her because I'm locked into that achieve thing, and I baked 10 pies in 3 days, and I mean, I hid there. It's just like you say, you hide in something that's comfortable, and you can lay down and go, oh, I achieved, but and I did, but it wasn't what I wanted to achieve. So I've just had a tremendous amount of creative fire. I could do this, I could do that, I could write this. I've actually done 3 covers and 3 outlines for books in the last few days. I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I won't do it. I haven't done it, and that I just need, it's not the willpower. I have the willpower. It's just the organization. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got your 3, and now it's like just now the next step. Then you pick one of them. I think you need 3 things to focus your energy on, right?
Oh, good.
So just go ahead and let yourself work on the 3 things, right? Okay, so you did your 3 covers, you did the 3 things. You kind of got like apply your pie making skills to your book writing. Like, okay, I'm doing 10 pies, let's do 10 fillings, right?
Well, it's always, when I'm doing it for somebody else, it's easy.
Yeah.
But when it's like stopping, pulling the.
Books aren't for you, are they? Who are the books for?
Oh, the books are really about the things that clients have shared with me. So many people have, like widowers, getting back to sex, how terrifying that is. And this is like you, 30 years of counseling people, and there's themes that people, their lives are affected my brother-in-law died about Easter morning, you know, and I'm like, okay, great, you know, but you just have to deal with these things.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Life is still going to go on even
oh,
with all of
absolutely,
this, right?
absolutely, yeah.
So I want to reframe you. I want you to hear me again. These books you're writing are not for you. They're for the people who need the help. And you're always there for the people who need the help. So you're writing a letter to the people that you love. And
Wow.
think of that, that's what you're doing. Okay? So it's not about you, it's about them. And when you start acting from that, which is your highest and truest value,
Yes.
those books are just going to like pull themselves out of you, right? Just like, thank you. We got to get out the door. We got to get this happening. All right. So yeah, so just go ahead and command for those books to be done, and just to, you know, I think everything we've commanded today has already done it for you, like that rising up.
Right.
I don't know how the healer in me or the teacher in me rises up to
Yes.
express her truth. I only know I am sharing the truth now, and I am fulfilled.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, and I'm going to just check in to see if there's anybody else. I'm going to tune in to Emily right quick. Emily, I'm going to unmute you. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What are you commanding for today?
I am, well, one thing would be my computer to work. I spilled coffee on it this morning, and now I'm trying to use my tablet, and so I'm a little challenged.
Okay.
I can't make it, my comments aren't coming through, but anyway, I guess I'm commanding for clarity.
Okay.
You know, I just like everybody else, I find myself in a you know, limbo. My business, I had a really tough year in my business last year, and I started pulling myself out and focusing more. It's just too long of a story, but was focusing on other things. And so I start getting things really rolling, and I have a couple of contracts. I have a couple of letters of intent. I sell commercial real estate and business. And there's one listing I've had for 2 years almost.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty substantial commercial property. And so some dynamics around that have changed in the area. It's an opportunity zone, so suddenly it's become an interesting project. And I got a letter of intent on it, I think around March 18th, maybe. And then immediately everything shut down. And this is a property for a restaurant, and the person who's looking to buy it owns 2 others, and so he's had to put those 2 to rest through this period.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we have a counter offer, you know, in the ether. So, and I have like 2 other deals exactly in the same scenario. So, you know, I have a lot of things floating, and I don't know if they're going to get here.
Yeah.
I have another deal that I have a commission owed me tomorrow, a pretty substantial one, and I don't know if I'm gonna.
Hey.
That's even gonna happen.
Hey,
So
if
yeah,
there's
I'm a
a
little
deal to be made, I'm ready to make it. I want you to say it like that. If there's a deal to be made, I'm ready to make it. I want you to say that.
There's a deal to be made. I'm ready to make it.
Yeah, I don't know how, but there, and now it's like, and I don't know how, there are deals ready to be made. I only know I'm ready to make them now, right? So
Yes.
we kind of do it 2 steps with you.
Yes. So it's mostly about my work, I guess, for me.
Yeah. I have this just in, and for some reason right now with the uncertainty, there is still some opportunities having to do with optioning land and properties and things, because everybody kind of wants to have a placeholder on things.
Yes.
And they're going like, we're kind of waiting to see, but we want to be able to not lose out,
Yes.
right? So I feel like there's something around helping to option properties and to put some things together that way, because there's still some commissions to be made and future
Yes.
commissions
but just to where all those type A personalities that you deal with have some damn thing to think about.
Oh, no kidding.
but at the same time, like it keeps that going, being of service, right? And
Yes.
there are people going, I don't know if I'm going to sell or what I'm going to do, where you go, hey, I know there's going to be somebody that will be looking for this,
Yes.
right? So there is something around options.
Very
So
good.
taking around that, since everybody wants an option, why don't you just go ahead and be in the business of making options happen?
Very good. Thank you
Okay,
so
I
much.
don't know, that just kind of came in for you.
Very good. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you. I'm enjoying these
Awesome.
calls so much.
I appreciate you. And and thank you. She agreed to be a volunteer for me this afternoon. So
Yeah, that ought to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Emily in person. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody so that we can go ahead and go on up. I think I've gotten everyone checked in. If I missed you, I apologize right now. But let's go ahead and close our eyes, and we're just going to tune in and align one to another, heart to heart. And the master in me greets the master in you. And in this space, let there only be love between us. Just let that love become illuminated and expand 360 degrees around you. And now feel your connection to source as you ground. Feel your connection to the earth and the creative life force energy below you. Feel that earth energy start to come up through your feet, supporting your body as you bring your attention to your heart and you align with your purpose, which is that which you want to create. Clarity, freedom, confidence, certain outcomes, whatever it is that you are commanding for. There we go. Now I want to invite you to feel your connection to source. And you may imagine it as a pole of light. And just roll your eyes up and picture, visualize, or imagine that you are starting to travel up that pole of light. Eyes up, and just up, up, up. The higher you go, the faster you go. And soon you find yourself surrounded by that beautiful black void in space. And break through the darkness into the light of pure, open potential. Eyes still up, and I will start the command for you, and you will fill in the blank with what you want. I don't know how, and state your command. I only know it is so now, and I am fulfilled. Let that go. Let that idea expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. And I don't know how. I have a crystal clear idea of what action to take, of what I need, and what and how I want to feel, and who I want to be. I only know that the way is clear now, and I am fulfilled. And I don't know how. I have a direct download from source on what I need to know, feel, and understand. I don't know what skills I need. I don't know what action to take. I don't know what words to speak or write. I only know I am doing exactly the right thing right now, and I am fulfilled. Just let all that go. Ooh, let all that expand out to something even greater. And just move yourself so that you could start, like imagine that you're looking down and you could see yourself and you see this direct download coming from source of information, the skills, attributes, abilities, the contracts, the money, the opportunities, the paths. Let it lay down all the help and resources. It's all right here. And just begin to let it come in, witness it coming down, and now feel yourself coming back down into your body. And starting to receive with gratitude. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as that's coming in, this new way of being, and all this information is starting to come in, just let it start to unwind, unwind, unwind. Oh, the uncertainty, the fear, the doubt, the resentment, the tiredness, just let it unwind, unwind, unwind. Yeah, and now we're just going to rewind, rewind, rewind as these new ideas begin to rewind and integrate. Yes, yes, yes. And when you're ready, bring your attention back to your heart. And you may get an idea to do something. You may get an idea to be still or be quiet. Follow that path. Just take action on what your unconscious mind is starting to show you. Because this is a physical event. And give yourself time to take it in. But then when you get an idea or inspiration or an opportunity, just be prepared to say yes and go for it. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Oh, I want to say hi, Gabriel. I'm just now seeing you there. And I want to check in, give us a chance just to say hello right quick. We've only got another couple of minutes. But how long have you been on the session?
I just came in. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, fantastic. I just came. I'm sorry I'm a little late. I'm in Berlin.
Oh, well, welcome to the group. And be sure and put us on your calendar. And I saved this on YouTube. And I do have a Facebook group, so I'll make sure you'll.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you joining us. And
I look forward to this.
What are you commanding for today?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just walking. Today, the real focus has been abundance. Abundance, bringing really love into my life and things like that nature.
Okay. You can reach me at thebigvisioncoach@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I send you the link from last week because
okay, I don't have that.
Abundance in a powerful way. Okay.
Wow. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, everybody, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being part of this. And I will see you next week. If you haven't had a chance to join yet, be sure and join us on Facebook. And you can just type in TOC Money Mindset Mastery. First, I have to be able to say it, but you can see what I have there. TOC Mindset Mastery. And get tuned in. And I've got all kinds of I've got files and past programs and a lot going on there. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Until next time, this is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach. Now witness your mastery. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.